Aloha, this is Martina. Welcome. Body image is a topic that we could talk about every week, especially right now since we have a large demographic in the United States that is dealing with an aging body. And supposedly aging bodies are not sexy. We have heard that, we have bought into it, and now we, mostly the women, have to dig our way out of it so we can have a fair relationship with our body and we can enjoy our sexuality into our old age. I'm here to say that we have to correct this colossal personal and societal conditioning that blocks us from doing just that, from having and enjoying your sexuality with an aging body. With that in mind, I want to give you a different perspective, how to look at your aging body. As I mentioned earlier, there's a large demographic of baby boomers, 1946 to 64. That demographic represents about 25% of the population in the United States. And within that demographic, there's a large percentage of women who love pleasure. Some of them miss pleasure and want to experience sexual joy. A lot of women within that demographic have never had sexual joy and never had an orgasm, but they have not given up on it and they want to do it. But what are we supposed to do? And when you live in a society that is preoccupied with youth and that tells you or shows you within the movies and literature and everything that sex belongs to a young body and an older body, aging body with wrinkles and cellulite and sagging breasts or buttocks is not sexy. And that is just not so. And it doesn't have to be so. And actually, I have to say that Hollywood did not miss out on the presence of aging bodies. And they actually have come up with a few movies within the last 5 to 10 years where they show mature women enjoying their sexuality. They're showing also their struggles with enjoying their sexuality, but at least it's talked about, it's shown, and I want to introduce you to 3 of those movies because they're going to make you feel better. They're going to give you a perspective that will help, that an aging body is not something that we need to put away and forget about our sexuality. An aging body can give you, if not more, definitely as much joy as you had when your body was younger. So the first movie is called Something's Gotta Give. It's actually an older movie. It was done in 2003 and with Diane Keaton and Jack Nicholson. And she plays a mature woman. She plays her age, and so does he. And she is not aware of her sexiness, but she's aware of how much she enjoys sex. And there's a twist. Keanu Reeves comes in, who is obviously much younger, who falls in love with her, and they start having a relationship. And Jack Nicholson is kind of like on the fringes. It's funny, and it touches on a lot of the things that I've been talking about here. The second one is called The Idea of You. I like that because Anne Hathaway is playing a 40-year-old that is courted by a 26-year-old, and he falls in love with her, and it shows, there's a couple scenes in there where it shows that she really enjoys the sexuality that's coming towards her and that she feels it, but how the conditioning that we have pushes it away because it's not the relationship doesn't fall in a normal, quote-unquote normal box. The third one is called Good Luck to You, Leo Grande. And that is one of my favorites because it's with Emma Thompson, who I just adore and love. She's playing her age, 62, 63-year-old, who is a widow and has very poor sex all her life. And after her husband died, she decides to hire an escort, and with her blunt and English way, tells him all the things that she wants to experience, including an orgasm, which she never has experienced. That there's also body image issue, obviously, that keeps coming up, and how she deals with them or not deals with them, and how he helps her, and it's a wonderful movie. I recommend all 3 of them. Now, it is exciting that this turn of events in the movie industry will help many women feel more comfortable with their aging bodies. But I'm also aware that there's still a large group of women out there who have body image challenges all their lives, even when their bodies were younger and thinner and better and whatever they call it. And now when the bodies are aging, they're completely giving up about their sexuality. And for those women, I recommend the following. Try a neutral look. We have been trained from early on to look for what's missing, what's terrible, what's unlikable. So when we stand in front of a mirror, when we try clothes on, or when we're naked, we have a judgmental mind that pushes us to look for flaws and for reasons for us not to like our bodies. Now, with that degrading look, there is no way we can have a healthy and supportive relationship with our aging bodies. Now, having a neutral look, which means we neither admire our body nor do we hate our bodies. And what happens there is that we can actually focus on what the body's willing to give us, and that is pleasure. Our largest organ, which is our skin, does not discriminate against age. A body feels the same way if it's touched at the young age of 20-year-old or if it's touched at the young age of 60-year-old. Now, from a personal perspective, what I have learned is that my body, when my body was touched at 20 years old, I was not receiving the kind of pleasure that I receive now when I'm 60, is because I didn't learn about sex at that point, and I had a sexual evolution going on for me in the last couple of decades. And that allows me to really concentrate on focus what the body feels like and not what it looks like. So having a neutral look, which is something that you will have to practice, looking at yourself, and like I said, do not go to admiration or hate, but stay with appreciation and gratitude. Now, with that process, you will be able to have a different relationship with your body and therefore focus on the pleasure your body gives us and focus on what it feels like and not what it looks like. So I suggest that you don't waste any more time worrying about what your body looks like, worrying about your aging body, worrying about how someone will feel about your aging body. Don't waste any more time or energy on that, but just focus on what it feels like. And I understand if there's some difficulty with that. If you need some help, please contact me, and I'm more than glad to help you with this. But I suggest that you give a neutral look, give it a chance, give it a try, and see if you can start having a different relationship with your aging body.